This is the network service of the NTA.
Your favorite weekend show, Weekend Deal, coming to you from the network service of the NTA. We are here every weekend, weekend in, weekend out, to deal. What exactly are we dealing in? We are dealing in matters that concerns your personal growth, development, and of course the general development of our great country, Nigeria. Last weekend it was all about leaving a legacy, and we of course established the fact that every Nigerian will leave a legacy, so you must be intentional about the legacy you leave behind. And this weekend we are dovetailing into patriotism. What exactly is patriotism? Who should be patriotic? How can we be patriotic? In what way can we show patriotism? See, from the big to the small, for as little as ensuring that your environment is clean, not trashing that refuse through your car window, coming to a place and ensuring that, seeing a queue and coming quietly to stand in line waiting your turn is an act of patriotism. And for the person attending to the people on the queue, serving everyone as you come is also an act of patriotism. Now, respecting our national symbols. Have you ever taken time to read or listen to the line of our national anthem? There's a part in there that says, though tribes and tongues may differ, in brotherhood we stand, loving our national anthem, singing it with respect, dignity, and pride. And that's exactly what we'll be doing this morning. Do you know how to sing the national anthem? The Queen is here. Queen T, do you know how to sing the national anthem?
Well, you know that I've been working it out with you.
Yes.
We get the tone and the timbre just right. So Nigerians, wherever you are in the world, please join in. We're going to do this with class, dignity, and style. So,
Nigeria will hail thee, our own dear native land.
Though tribes and tongues may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians all are proud to serve our sovereign motherland.
Hey!
And after that, what limits every Nigerian from being a patriot? It goes from the symbolic to the innate.
Yes.
What's in your mind? What are you telling your children? Exactly. What are you telling your neighbors? Who are you? Let's all be patriots. If you haven't been in the past, start it right now, today. And it goes beyond wearing the national colors.
Yes.
It goes beyond helping young children cross the streets. You build it from within, and then it shows on the outside.
Yes.
God bless our great country, Nigeria.
Yes.
And welcome again to Weekend Deal.
Weekend Deal. Welcome if you're just joining us. It is Weekend Deal coming to you from the network service of the NTA. And this weekend, it's all about promoting, inspiring the patriotic spirit in us, Nigerian. What exactly is patriotism? It is, simply put, love and devotion for motherland, for your country. Now, patriotism is actually an action word, not just a speaking word. So start doing the little patriotic acts around you, and these little acts will form the building block of our great country, Nigeria. It is time to start our conversation. I will begin with our backgrounder as put together by our wonderful producer, Uju.
Promoting a patriotic spirit is a civic responsibility of all citizens. Fumilayo Ransom Kuti, Dr. Stella Ameyo Adadevo, Sam Okwaraji, Nigerians who gave their lives for the love of country abound.
A patriot, it's somebody who thinks about his or her nation first. A patriot is somebody who could be described as selfless first. A person, a citizen who can even present his or her life in defense of his or her nation against enemies of the nation, detractors of the nation, somebody who would want to present the nation and its well-being first.
Cut that stone right there.
Today I'm here to talk about the woman who changed the course of history, a very patriotic woman. The woman that I'm talking about is called Dr. Stella Adedevu. Dr. Stella Adedevu was a physician who saved Nigeria from the Ebola in 2014. She saved many lives.
Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. She's an economist and the first African woman to lead WTO. She's known for her role in Nigeria's debt relief and economic reforms.
We need to catch them young. For instance, in school syllabi, it should be part of it, so that by the time a child goes through from kindergarten to primary school to secondary school to tertiary institution, it has become part and parcel of that individual. And the individual takes it into the society at large. And by the time it is done in every nook and cranny of the nation, it becomes part of us.
I had a very thorough research concerning flags and anthems, which is a symbol of every nation. And in that symbol of every nation, I found out that some people in such societies like Nigeria actually are not patriotic towards our national symbol. And while we have the patriotic ones, we have the unpatriotic ones. And why is it that? Because we find out a situation where some people look at a country like a rich, privileged society, and in that process, they think that they are not being treated fairly, and they wouldn't want to be patriotic to their symbols. Like in my research, I found out that some people have actually denied their country because of issues of politics and bad leadership and all that. But in the whole long run too, it's not just what we want our country to do for us, but what we can do for our country.
When you see somebody obeying the laws of the nation and preaching the laws of the nation, especially you can exhibit elements of patriotism if you are in an office where you care for the production of that assignment that you are given to produce. It takes away all the vices that we have today in terms of corruption, corrupt practices, all the unproductivities and all that. That will be a no-no to patriotic citizens.
Embedding the importance of patriotism in schools. We can deal X-rays, key qualities of a patriot. Contribution of patriots to national development as a panacea to shaping the future of education and building up future patriots. Our culture, our history. Teaching young children the essence of patriotism instills love of country and values that shape their lives. It is we can deal. Promoting patriotism is our focus.
We can deal.
Promoting patriotism indeed. Well done, Madam Producer. Quite an in-depth package there. And we all agree that promoting patriotism and inculcating it in Nigerians should start from the cradle. So that's how we meet, greet, and welcome our highly esteemed guest. We'll start off with David Okezie Chinwuba, a chartered accountant and a tax consultant. Most importantly, his not-for-profit, not governmental organization is tagged Renewed Hope. He's a philanthropist, a Rotarian, and I'm sure you can't wait to see who this unique personality is. Well, we'll start with his profile, which is coming up in just a moment.
Mr. David Chinwuba, you're welcome to Weekend Deal Studios.
Thank you. Lovely to be. NTA is my home.
Oh,
really?
We can't beat the rich.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
We need to start with our own.
I like that.
And that is what patriotism is all about.
That's what patriotism is all about. Okay, join in. It's an honor to introduce our next guest. Is a woman who is on top of her turf. When I say woman is on top of her turf, I know exactly what I'm talking about. She is Mrs. Mary Makonjola, and she's the founder and lead consultant at the Ryan and Jasmine Consult. She is a trainer and a speech coach, and she is the founder of My Voice Matters. Let's see her profile.
Welcome you to Weekend Deal.
Thank you so
much. And our voice will be heard today. Little matter the size of our stage. That's a quote from her. Yes. Well done.
Thank you so
much.
And
our final guest, it gives us great pleasure to meet, greet, and welcome Management and Development Consultant Michael Ibrahim Magaji. And you do know, and you get to learn more, that he collaborated with TED Fund to digitize research work across Nigerian universities. How novel. Let's welcome him first with his profile.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. You're welcome. Okay, so you know that our conversation cannot be the same without you. Please join the conversation. Let's hear your comments, your thoughts about our discussion today. So we're waiting for you. All right, you're all welcome to Weekend Deal. And because I am a lady, I'll start with a lady. Yay! I will start with a lady. So, yeah, ladies first. Let's start.
And Jen says fine.
We don't have any problem.
No problem, right?
Ladies first.
That is the patriotic spirit happening here already. I mean, okay, so Mrs. Makojola, how will you rate Nigerians as far as patriotism is concerned? On a scale of 1 to 10, how patriotic are we as Nigerians?
Wow. It's a real deal there. The question is coming in at this time we are all facing our reality. To rate Nigeria patriotism, I would say partly we've lost our major role to develop this country individually. Fine, we all depend mostly on our leaders, but we all need to do our parts from our end. And to rate where we are now, I would say 1 to 10, you say? I would be fair to say we're in 5.
Okay.
5. 5 out of 10.
Let's just be fair.
5 out of 10.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because if you look at the situation, sometimes I myself, I ask if I'm actually displaying the patriotism in the right perspective. And I look at the situation around me, the environment, people you have are wearing different faces of, oh, I'm here to solve my own problem, I'm here on my own matters, I'm not here to face whatever Nigeria is on its own. But I feel that alone is discouraging. And I won't blame their thoughts. It's because of what we all are into. But to tell you the fact, we all need this topic to be as a reminder, to wake it up in us. So, we need that awakened moment that we have a country to fix no matter what it is. So it starts from us.
From us.
Let me talk with our chartered accountant, who is a patriot and a philanthropist, no doubt, especially running a not-for-profit, non-governmental organization. Let's continue. Let's key into what she has started. She says 5 over 10. She says 5 over 10 because of the unusual times that we are facing now as a nation, where we openly will acknowledge that a middle class hardly exists. So we have up and bottom. And perhaps some people who are at the bottom find it tasking to revamp their patriotic spirit or zeal. Now, it now behoves perhaps people like you to use ingenious means to awaken or to inculcate for those who perhaps never even thought it necessary to stand up as patriots. So tell us.
I'll give you a summary. A couple of weeks back, at this traffic light, my driver was there because I've already given my driver, no matter what happened, whenever you beat the traffic light. Once it is 2 to yellow, he stops. And as we stopped, police that was behind us stopped. I had to come down and went to the police. I said, thank you very much because you stopped. All other ones, some of them would have zoomed off. And he was shocked looking at me. I said, thank you. You don't know what your action has done. Most of our actions, not knowing that people are looking at us. So patriotism starts with you. You go to the queue. How will you, because you know, because of your status, you can't follow the queue.
Exactly.
So I agree with her. As at now, it's 50-50. And we need to start inculcation to our upcoming ones, because our age is tilting towards where we are going is closer than where many of us are coming. But what are we embedding on our kids? I come back again. My driver, whether I'm with him or not, he obeys. I was behind, he was carrying a guest, and the guest came back. I said, what did you tell your driver? He never beat the traffic light. I said, that is, he has been with me over time, and he knows. So when he beats the traffic and a policeman stops him, you know, they will stay other side. I said, never, because he has been with me. I have taught him that. That is what patriotism is all about. Start with one and move on to another. And not saying that I am doing it for myself. A lot of people are watching you. Exactly. And when you do that, you are embedding more and more patriotic character. You know, character is a structure.
Yes.
Once it's in you, it takes time for it to dissipate. But once you've built it over time, I will live with an adage. You cannot learn, if you're right-handed, you cannot learn left-handed at old age.
Oh, yes,
thank you.
True.
But if you teach it in a young age,
they can
learn. And be dexterous.
Yes,
Use both. Amazing.
Okay. Mr. Magaji. I'm tempted to call you Alhaji Magaji. You look so elegant. Yes, you look so elegant. So, I mean, we've all agreed that
I'm patriotic too.
you're patriotic. Who am I not to say you're patriotic? By all means. By all means.
For me, I mean, patriotism is an emotional and a cultural identity.
Okay.
Thank you.
For me, it's a commitment to nation building. It's a love of your culture. It's a love of your local values. It's a love of your taste for local cuisine, local fashion, the environment around you. All right, you're adaptive. You are happy with where you find yourself. So I'm proudly Nigerian. And I'll tell you why. Okay, I love Nigeria and I will not exchange the green passport for anything.
I like that.
Even when we go out, you know, I tell the diasporans, I said, before you got the red or that blue, you had the green.
Yes!
It is the green that gave you that privilege.
Yes!
So don't take it for granted.
Yes.
There are stateless citizens around the world who don't even have a country. They don't have a political identity.
Yeah.
They have in many parts of the world. I'm sure, Dave, I'm sure you can...
I agree with you totally.
Stateless. So we have a country, the largest in Africa by population, a diverse country, a rich country with so much talent and resource. And why I say patriotism about an emotional and cultural identity is because you must feel proud of who you are. All right, and that identity is emotional for you. It's also cultural.
It's very cultural.
All right. So when you go out there, for example, and you go to for example, United States, and you see a Chinese-looking man telling you ask him where are you from or who are you? He says I'm American. So for him, you can see clearly the features are all Chinese.
Chinese, but he's an American.
He's American, and for him, American is not just an identity. It's a true feeling, feeling of freedom, a feeling of access to services, a freedom of excellence, merit, and those type of things.
Yes.
Now, this is what we want Nigerians to also imbibe.
But before you go far, we have all agreed that we are at a we're not doing very well as Nigerians right now. What can we do?
5 over 10.
5 over 10. Well, that's what I say for 5 over 10. So how can we get to a point where we can jack this feeling up?
How do you write about 5 over 10? Who
I mean,
Mary Makonjola. Show me the data.
Let me
But that's good. Show me the data.
Okay, true.
It's either you see the glass has half empty.
Half full.
And I can tell you, in other parts of the world, in any area, I mean, it's normally within civic responsibility for people to complain about their country, about governance. If you go to the UK, the Brits are complaining about how long it takes to see a GP.
Yes, we read the
People are saying, you know, the doctors are not there, but even there where the doctors are, people are saying we can't get an appointment, it takes us 3-4 months. So it's within the limits and the rights of citizens to complain.
Yes.
So what I'm saying is that if we complain as Nigerians, yes, it's our right to complain. However, that is the character you find all over the world. Even the Americans are complaining about their economy. Yes, but what do we do about it? And I like what my friends here said. It's about what we do in our own space to promote these values.
Exactly.
Okay, it starts from you. Sometimes I'm a bit embarrassed that I have an English name. Nothing wrong with it, but I would probably have...
It's my son's name. Better not be embarrassed. That's my son's name, Michael.
So Michael, your son, and Michael.
There you are. So he must be a great guy if he's Michael.
He's a great guy.
But seriously, we must be able to imbibe this identity and be proud of it.
Yeah.
Okay, Nigerians are sometimes too negative about who they are. Much far in excess of the reality. And I'm not saying they're not trying times. I'm not saying they're not difficult times. But this is who we are. And we have a responsibility, not just the leadership. And by the way, leadership is a joint responsibility.
Exactly.
Of the leader
and the followers.
We should stop blaming just leaders. And also do something with our space. Because within our space too, we are also leaders.
Yes.
He's a CEO of a firm. He's a leader.
He's a leader.
She's a CEO of a firm. She's a
leader. Yes.
So what are you doing in your space to project Nigeria? To project your own cultural values. Okay? And then in effect, those people around you. So you can also inspire them to love their country. Because yes, we also know we're in a developing country and there are always better models out there. But they also started somewhere. So we need people who are ambassadors, who are ready to promote Nigeria, who believe in the Nigerian project. And for me, that's what patriotism really entails.
Okay, good one.
Ourselves, how we project our values and our culture.
Okay, good one. Good one. We continue our conversation when we return. For now, we're going to Makadi. Patience doesn't like me to be the one to intro my but Patience said, permit me, because we're all patriots. So your state is my state, my state is your state. In brotherhood and sisterhood, we stand and sit. Okay, so Makadi beckons now, and much of the talk we'll be getting from there is building a patriotic spirit. You don't have to be head of an organization or a company. Right there in your community, what are you doing to inspire, motivate, engage, and inculcate patriotic spirit? So, Makadi, tell us more.
Patriotism is a term that explains one's love for his or her country.
When you are talking of patriotism, there's a sense of one's commitment.
This devotion stems out of a combination of different feelings concerning something we love or hold dear. However, it can be affected by different things such as locality, social status, ethnicity, socio-economic issues such as currently being experienced. How then should a patriotic Nigerian react?
If you are patriotic, you go all out. It's just like military. They give their lives in defense of the nation. They are being patriotic.
This is where I belong. This is where I'm born. I'm born in Nigeria, so I can't deny that. I can't run away from it. I don't have a choice.
How should the government encourage and inspire its citizens to sustain a patriotic spirit? What are the obligations of government to our people?
We want to build a new army of Nigerians who love their country, who are patriotic, and who have a reason to actually love their country, you know. So the Nigeria Promise contains items, for instance, like meritocracy. We're saying that if you are excellent, you should get the benefits of being excellent. Yes, there's also equity. Equity means that no matter which tribe I am, no matter what religion I profess to, no matter which state I come from, that in Nigeria, anywhere I go, I will be treated equally. And then we're saying that the citizens also will now have commitments. We are reviving age-old values that from our various homes and cultures we used to uphold, but now we have forgotten them as a result of Western influence. So every citizen now has a duty to care for their fellow citizens. We're also promoting tolerance. You know, even if we are not from the same culture, the same tribe, the same background, let's accommodate each other because we are Nigerians.
No matter how much I want to be patriotic, I feel left out. So if government is doing its part, and the people are also responding positively, as it is expected, it's a two-way traffic.
Patriotism starts from the cradle, extends to the schools and larger society, where a sense of responsibility towards the nation can be nurtured.
When we were growing up, our parents used to tell us good things about our nation. Why we should be proud that we are Nigerians. We also owe our children those responsibility of telling them why they should be proud to be called Nigerians.
We teach the children to love Nigeria, to respect Nigeria, to be proud to be Nigerians. You should see them singing songs like Nigeria, my beloved country, and all that. And they're really proud when they're singing those songs. And then when we also take them back to history of how Nigeria became an independent country and all that.
Patriotism towards one's nation fosters unity, peace, love, and this translates to a great nation with strong national values.
Indeed, it's the great Kennedy that said in 1961 inaugural address, he said, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. That speech still resonates with millions across the globe. And now, Mrs. Makonjola, you know I was coming to you, right? There's something about us. I don't understand. You looked and smiled at me. Okay, we're talking about our children. You know, Macaulay just brought to fore the need for our children to be patriotic. These days, you go to many homes, children cannot even speak the language. And when they speak English, it's in a particular accent. As a matter of fact, some mothers go all the way to ensure that their children speak. Okay. What can we do to ensure that our children get the Nigerianness in us and be patriotic?
Well, asking this question, I'll start with my scenario. As a speech coach, I teach on how people improve on their effective communication skills, public speaking skills. Funny thing, when I'm with my children, I go in my Yoruba dialect. And people ask, seriously, Mary, you speak Yoruba? I say, I speak English to make money. Tell me, that is my job. But that doesn't mean I should lose that value, etiquette I need to give into my children. So they might not respond fluently as expected, but I have two, by the way, a boy and a girl. They understand whenever I say, oh yeah, Mufelodano, I need you in the kitchen with me. Yesterday I was cooking, I asked him, I need bitter leaf. For me. He's 13 years old. And I said, this does not look like bitter leaf. He said, Mommy, I know the smell, I can sniff it, even though I don't like. So Mommy, don't worry, it's your bitter leaf.
He went to buy it or he plucked it from the environment, the neighborhood.
So he knows the ephedrine, which is a scent leaf, he knows bitter leaf, which is ewuro. So all these have, because their dad is a wonderful role model. He wakes up, he takes care of the house, he tidies up for me when I'm tired, he cooks, he makes breakfast. So I want my son too to be a good one for his own wife in the future. So I feel it's all from the home background. What we give into those children is the imagery they are going to wear and represent you and themselves out there. So as a teacher, I've experienced this thing you mentioned. I've had so many parents who call me, hey, Madam, I really want you to teach my son how to use British accents. One will call me, I want the American accent. I said, name. To tell you the truth, these two countries, or countries you mentioned, to shock you, I've not been there. And you know they have many states, regions. So which of the assets do you want me to teach them?
I like that.
I said, what I teach is clarity. How children can effectively communicate for their listeners, audience to comprehend, understand. And that is what we preach, what we sell, understanding. So what message are you passing? What information are you passing? So for me, I don't know if we can keep up this kind of topic. To tell you the fact, there are distractions out there. It's enormous. And children are growing up to that shortcut to success. So if we keep up this topic as a reminder to build a patriotic image, they will know, the conscience will be there for them. It's with me, it's from me. Yes. It starts with me.
It starts with me.
Now, I run a children program, if you will allow me to say this. I run a children program, and which is on still public speaking. And whenever we're done with the training, I always take my time, call friends to sponsor this live show we organize for children. I don't just do that moment for the training's sake. Let's apply it.
Okay.
The application of this. That is what some schools are missing right now.
Okay.
You teach this. Okay, have you asked that child the feedback? Did you get the feedback from that child? We all have learning abilities, different learning abilities in the classroom. Slow learner, fast learner, and the middle one.
We have the geniuses as well.
So how do you get feedback? I always like my children to express themselves. Okay, what I've taught you today, would you come and share your understanding using your own words, not with what I defined to you.
Okay, let's get our other guests to talk about feedback. There's something that is attributed to Mrs. Mary Makonjola as well. A quote: "Let your voice be heard, no matter the size of the state." We already know that we're limited with this mother tongue. And it is happening most in our generation. Perhaps intermarriage has now made it challenging for many of our young children to speak their mother tongue. But the work is ongoing. This is a constant reminder that we must continue to go back and inculcate it. But tell us, Mary has said that our voice matters. Our voice matters individually, it matters collectively. The children have a voice, adults also have a voice. How can we use our voice to spearhead the greatness that encompasses Nigeria? Like we say, irrespective of difference in tribe and tongue, we are one great country.
Thank you. I will start with the tongue. You and I know that I'm from Igbo part of Nigeria. Whether I'm speaking phonetic or not, you know that my dialect, Igbo accent will come in.
Okay.
Same goes with Yoruba. Same goes with Hausa. As long as you are a Nigerian and an Hausa man speaks to you, you will know that he is the northern part of this country. That is the dialect. Not necessarily mean you speak the language. English is a unifying language in Nigeria that will make us communicate fluently. But that dialect is there. She said she speaks to her kids in that Yoruba. Many of us parents never, I said never, want to talk to our kids in that our
language, mother tongue.
My daughter will tell me, I know you are from Igbo.
I mean,
that's a pride, isn't it?
She's an undergraduate reading law, but she will tell me, Dad, can't you change your accent? I said, no, I am an Igbo man. Do you understand? So now, and I speak Igbo to them.
Do they understand? Do they speak back?
They are great, so they speak back. I'll come into that. You know, many of them are in school about 12 hours in a day. How many hours do we stay with them? But once they grow up, they can never forget that. They will listen, they will hear, they will understand, but over time, they will start responding to you in that dialect. Not that they don't understand, not that they don't hear you, but how to, because, you know, they interact with their fellow kids friends in English because we are, especially in Abuja, mixture of Yoruba or Sativ, and sometimes they speak. I will come in. When we are growing up, we do Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba. I don't know whether it's still now.
In some schools, they have a choice. Like my daughter is learning Hausa.
Because, like you said, in some schools, at least in order for that patriotic act, let it be built in the curriculum that choose among.
Which one you want to learn?
Because it's when you want to, when among the WAEC, you must have one, either Igbo or Yoruba or Hausa. Among all the other 9 subjects, you must choose one. I doubt whether it's happening now. Even if it is happening, it is going low. That's why we say it's neither full nor empty. We need to increase our awareness. We need awareness because children understand by what they hear and see. We the parents are the first teacher, and anyhow we behave, it will impact in them. And when they grow up, they can never leave it.
Okay, that's the thing. I mean, our children need to learn language, and one reason I would say is this. But it sounds funny. In those days growing up, there's the way your mother will look at you. You know exactly what she's talking about. They say, "Do you want to eat?" You better say no. Because she's looking at you like this. Eat that food and
especially when you are outside the home.
And these days children don't understand the sign language. So
they ignore. It's an intentional attempt not to understand.
Mommy, what's your eye? Why like this?
No. We need. Okay, I can make a reference.
But hold on. What else is somebody's coming into this conversation. Emeka has done something about male patriotism, and he wants to share with us. So let us watch.
We need to do more and more of this again.
Conversation, yes. It can't end today.
Let's watch the next report. Okay, let's watch the next report from Emeka.
From that angle of having been around the world, having seen where nationals relate and how they relate to their national issues, I understand what patriotism is. But coming to Nigeria, no matter what people may think, I really think that Nigerians are extremely patriotic people. They may be complaining about one thing or the other that is not happening right. It's their right to say we don't like this, we're not happy with this. But for what they have been going through, for what they know are potentials of Nigeria and what they're getting out of it, and the way they continue to relate and identify with their country, that is an extreme patriotism. And I want us to appreciate that. Because if they are not, this country would have been something different. And even if you look at the past Nigerians, this nation was built on strong patriotism. That's why all our national anthem, whether the old or new, has one thing or the other to portray that. So it has always been in us. And for us individually, if you look at my business, United Nigeria Airlines, that name came out of patriotism because we were a child of that difficult period of Nigeria where there was so much division, people asking for separation and so on and so forth. And we felt, what can we bring into this discourse? And as a matter of fact, the first company I set up here, which is now involved in real estate and properties in Nigeria, N Glory Nigeria Limited. N is actually Nigeria. N Glory, Nigeria Glory. It was also done out of patriotism because I still believe this was set up over 20 years ago. Look at my brother and friend, Alan Onyema, Apeace. It's also born out of desire. Where is he calling for that peace? He's calling for peace in Nigeria. And those is also coming out of his own experience, involvement in all the Niger Delta related issues and all that. And for me, I had loved this country. And when it was time for me to travel overseas for further studies, I gave myself 10 years to finish my studies and come back to Nigeria, because I knew I wouldn't be able to live any other place except this country. I'm a Nigerian, I am proud. No matter how I have been frustrated, have been discouraged, I have never given up. Remove sentiments, remove ethnic consideration, and look at them bluntly. There is deep patriotism. I only just hope this could be properly understood by leaders and then transform this into partnership with the citizens and give them what they desire, which is even not too much. They just want a Nigeria for all.
Amazing one there. That's also another family member. Professor Obiora Okonkwo has been on our program several times, and we are always very excited and enthusiastic to tap into the realms of his highly esteemed knowledge. We're talking about Weekend Deal today and about promoting the patriotic spirit of every Nigerian. We can go over 100%. This year, we opened this year in Nigeria by saying we no go grieve for anybody. And Nigerians don't go grieve for anybody. We not grieve. We're number one on the continent. We have the capacity to be number one in the world. And we're working at it.
Absolutely.
Okay, you told us behind the scenes that you're the PG for SOSA. And several times we talk as young people, as growing people, now as adults and parents ourselves, we get to learn about the intent of Unity Schools. Now as the PG, I know we all went to secondary school in Nigeria, universities here as well. SOSA means Unity Schools.
Please,
yes. Many of us know that. Yes.
I didn't know that.
Oh my God.
Now you know.
Now you know. You know. All right. Okay, over time, do you think the SOSA body or the Unity Schools, the intent is being well felt nationwide? Are we still promoting that patriotic spirit? I know then, Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo, Chief, Edo, we sit together. If one person's parent comes on visiting day, everyone will
sit down.
Is that food they bring that 10 people will sit down and eat?
I mean, this sits very well with the discussion today.
Yes.
For those of us who went to Unity Schools, there are 110 of them today in Nigeria. We have about 1 million members, patriotically driven. Young boys and girls who in their very early years came to a secondary school, in most cases outside their local communities.
Yes.
People traveled from Borno to FGC Wari. People traveled from from Sokoto to FGGC Calabar to school. All right? It was a social impact experiment using education as a tool to actually integrate Nigerians at a very young age. And it was the government of Aboka Tafawa Balewa. Okay, and to his credit, Unity School started, then it was followed through by Gowon and then subsequent administrations. And we were challenged with the issues around nation building. How do we build a nation? But then they now said, let's use education as a policy option, all right, and use schools, okay, as a platform to manage this diversity, bring Nigerians together in one classroom to live and to learn and also to excel. All right, so these are schools that have been there for the last 50 years. It's all about nationhood too. It's all about patriotism because of our diversity.
Yes.
All right, we say, okay, let's put these 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds in a class for 5 years, for 6 years, teach them about each other, teach them about the country, so they get to understand. Okay, they can manage diversity. So for us in USOSA, that is the message. We're promoting public education, but we're promoting nation building too. Because we were brought up like that. We were brought up to appreciate diversity. Our classmates come from all over the country. Okay, and if you meet any USOSAN, you will see they're very broad-minded. They don't have mental, cultural barriers.
Yeah.
They believe in Nigeria. They believe in excellence. So that was one tool used by the government, and it's still being used by the government, by the way.
But
again, to bring us together, to manage diversity, to excel. And it's key for nation building.
I agree, but we must not all talk here and turn a blind eye to our situation now.
Exactly.
We must be realistic and look at the situation on the ground.
Yeah.
Even the National Youth Corps program right now, people are selecting where they go, and you can't blame them. It's because of the situation we find ourselves, the security situation.
Yes.
Sending your child to some place, a 10-year-old child to somewhere very far, parents are careful.
Yeah, so let me give you an example.
To the fact that our situation, what can the government, I know that it's what we can do for our country, but what can the government do to bring that confidence so that I can send my child to any part of the country?
Government has not, I'm not a spokesman for government, but government has, has not discontinued that policy. Okay, it still has maintained those policies. They may be constraints.
Okay.
In other parts of the world, even in the developed world, in the US, UK, I mean, people go into restaurants and shoot people down.
True.
That doesn't make them less British or less American. Okay, so there are downsides to every nation and their challenges. Yes, security is one.
Yes.
In our days, it was not very common. People could travel and all that. Yes.
It wasn't.
Yeah, but again, it's still a work in progress because as nations evolve, challenges also emerge. Okay, and the whole idea around leadership is to work towards solving these problems. Okay, it's not just to say, even if this is the case today, we expect it to also improve. And I'm saying we all have a role. And that's why even the message this morning is being patriotic. If you all gave up and say, well, NTA is not patriotism is not our issue, we won't even be here discussing it. So everybody within the space, your own space, my own space. So as somebody who benefited from Unity School, taxpayers' money was used to educate me by the government. I was giving transport allowances. I was giving different things even in school to go back and forth. I was incentivized. My parents were incentivized. Those Unity schools even brought foreigners. South Africans came to school.
Wow.
Okay, it wasn't an agenda only for Nigeria. It was a Pan-African agenda. Yes, to build the future of Africa. So it was major, it was mega. So people like us who went through that system 40, 50 years ago are telling Nigerians this was done. It's also possible. It may be limited today because of all other issues. I mean, America has not stopped developing just simply because people are shooting at people down at restaurants. They're still making progress. But of course, there's also the downside where people are being killed every day because of those kind of practices. So we also have a responsibility, and USOSA, that's what we also try to do, to tell Nigerians unity is possible, nation building is possible, learning excellence is possible. That is just one tool. And there are a million of us. Okay, if you take one household to be 5 people, potentially we can reach 5 billion Nigerians and tell them the story about Nigeria and how we understood it. So some people might think it's not possible. Some people might think it's utopian, but we have lived it in the same country. Not even too long after the war that we also fought. Don't forget, there's even no war today per se in that sense. Okay, but even after the war, people still took the risk of sending their kids across the country. Okay, post-war, where they should even be more suspicious. But that was not even the case. All right, so we must tell people this story. We must tell them that this is also possible. And what we always try to do is work with the Ministry of Education as USOSA. Okay, how can we improve the standards? How can we improve the quality? How can we also get parents, convince parents to send their kids to these schools? Because it is possible. And we've also tried to secure the schools. Most of them have police posts today. They have different...
Now you are speaking to what I want you to say.
Yeah, so there are police posts, there's security, we're trying to improve it. We're creating that consciousness among them. USOSA is actively involved in this. So we want Nigerians to understand that this is possible, but it's collective and it's collaborative.
Collective effort.
It's not just to say there's a leader up there or there's one down there. No, it's to say all of us have a role.
All hands
and for me, as President General, I've gone around Nigeria, I've gone around the world, pushing this message and say, look, this is possible. I've lived it. I've experienced it. Okay, some people learned a second or third language because they went to Unity School.
Yes,
outside their own, just interacting with their classmates.
Exactly.
Okay, that is how you build a nation where there's diversity. In a culture of excellence, in a culture of where infrastructure was, very good, top notch. I mean, this is how we also grow up. And we can do it again. And we always go back to the ministry saying this thing was possible. We as alumni have a responsibility to also give back. We also want to create impact because we've lived this and we want the younger generation to also relive it.
Okay,
and that's what patriotism is all about. I've just stayed back and said, I won't do anything.
I like that. Let me hear from Mr. Chinwuba, who is running a not-for-profit, non-governmental organization. I know you have a goal and objective, and having a name like Renewed Hope means you already realize that there's some work to be done to bring about that confidence in who we are as Nigerians. Tell us, what are you doing? Who are you working with? What is the feedback so far? What are you looking towards in the nearest future?
No place like home. No matter what. Whether you have another passport or not, legally, no place like home. You are a second-class citizen out there. As long as it is not your place or parental birth of place, that's no place. Renewed hope. I sat down, I looked at, I said, we are deviating.
Thank you.
And that was what made that choice of name for my NGO, Renewed Hope Foundation. Let's renew our hope. All hope is not lost. Nope, like what Mr. Magaji said. There is not yet Uhuru for them.
It's not.
But our own, we need, you cannot make another person's bed. It's always greener in another.
It looks so.
It looks so. It looks so. But it's here. You need to make. They put effort in there. You need to put us. That's why. And my NGO cut across diversity. Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba. The little we can, will give. I registered it in 2012. Not knowing that President.
Oh, you came before President.
I registered in 2012.
Into Renewed Hope.
Renewed Hope.
Good one.
Wow.
Before this present administration came up with it.
Are they aware of you?
But what's the feedback? There's hope being renewed?
Oh, yes. I will give you an instance. The last one I gave rice in, as if they say now, rice every now. But I started it before this president.
They started.
I went to the church and I gave a bag of rice with packet of Maggi and packet of salt. The report I got was, every now and then we go to church and we give. This is the first time we are coming back from church with something.
Collecting something. Wow. Wow.
I went to Suleja. I met the healthcare in family health. I said, I went there, mosquito. You see, there's sight. There is no. When you give somebody something that you know he can't come back, you see the excitement. Oh, I am happy. One said it in Hausa. I had an interpreter say, I am happy that I'm in Nigeria.
Good one. Good one.
Do you understand? So we renew our hope. Nigeria is going to be and has been one of the greatest. All of us scattered all over the world. There is a saying now that said, any country you go, there is no Nigerian around, you can't stay there.
On that very exciting thought, let's touch down in Lagos with educational television. Perhaps there we are thoughts of the PG officers. We're talking about detribalizing Nigeria.
Right.
The role of unity schools and the NYSC. How have we affirmed our unity using these amazing tools of growth and development? Well, ETV, this was your focus. Please share.
In a country as diverse as Nigeria, fostering unity among the multitudes of ethnic groups is not just an aspiration, it is a necessity. It even became more fundamental after the Civil War of 1966. The then government came up with different initiatives aimed at promoting unity among the citizens. Two of such programs were the establishment of more unity schools and National Youth Service Corps in 1973. Today, these institutions stand at the forefront of fostering national cohesion.
Talking about unity is a worthwhile thing. It had brought people from all backgrounds. They are here. You see them, in fact, some of them even bear names that they don't even belong to, because they have had their parents say, oh, when they were in so-so school, they loved so-so name. And that's why you are Igbo. You loved Mayowa. When you have your child, you now give that name because of interaction they've had. So here it had worked. We have people from the north, south, east, even the southwest. And you know, because it's Unity College. The ones you will even say they are Yorubas here. Some of them don't know how to speak Yoruba. It's those that come. Some are Igbos, they don't know how to speak Igbo. They tell you they're from this, they can't even speak Igbo. So this is a level playing ground.
Adamu, whose state of origin is Bauchi, but currently serving in Lagos State, shares his story.
When I passed first drop from the bus that I came here, I met with someone in the Keke Napep. She helped me, showing me where the orientation camp is, and she was very supportive to me before I reach that orientation camp. So they don't show me that this because I'm Hausa or I come from different place, they will treat me differently. No, they receive me very well.
Oge hails from Imo State, but served in Kwara State during her service year.
The personal experience I had, going to Kwara, we met so many, my fellow corpers, that was posted in Kwara State. We were there, the unity, the love, the cooperation were all there, And we did not even see any reason of disunity among us. Not mind you whether you're from Hausa, you're from Igbo, or Yoruba, or Fulani, anywhere you're coming from. We are just here as one nation.
Their stories portray the main objective of the National Youth Service Corps, which is to build a truly united, detribalized Nigeria. Unity schools in Nigeria have also strived in fostering unity among the children of school ages from different geographical and socio-cultural backgrounds through some school activities.
In the school here we have the many programs promoting unity. We have inter-house sports. Incidentally, our sports, is a reflection of houses. And the houses here, they have all these names. For instance, this is Yoruba land, but we have Obi House. And on that inter-house sports, they show the culture.
Though Unity Schools and National Youth Service Corps initiatives have greatly helped to detribalize Nigeria and promote unity, it is also vital for every Nigerian to embrace the spirit of togetherness.
If we agree that we are one, despite the languages, despite where you're coming from, I don't think we'll have an issue with this because we belong to one country, Nigeria. So unity should be the key.
Remember, promoting our patriotic spirit starts with everyone among us.
No tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand.
Nigeria, I'm proud to serve our sovereign motherland. Nigerian. I'm so happy and I'm so proud.
We don't go grieve for anybody.
We shall continue to push forward. I was going to ask Adamu if he's still watching the youth corps members, if that lady who helped you is still helping you. And,
he's not helping.
Oh, you are helping her. We are going to gather one Saturday to say congratulations. I mean, that is for the helping.
Yes.
That is the Nigerian spirit. And your messages are coming in. Somebody says, good morning, my NTA family. What a rich program. Weekend deal is keep getting better. Weekend deal keeps getting better and better. Today's topic is an eye-opener. I will be promoting the patriotic spirit. One love. Oma Ichekpa from Abuja. Thank you. Nice. Another one said, oh, I like this topic and I don't even know how to speak my language and I'm of age. What do I do? You see, we are making people question themselves now. Learn your language. It's not late. It's not late. Yeah. Somebody now says, patriotism is simply the love for your country. If we Nigerians can imbibe the ideology of thinking what we can do for our country and not what our country can do for ourselves, Nigeria will be better. Chike from Warri. Thank you, Chike. Whoa, the messages are coming in. Okay, good morning, ladies. Good morning, gentlemen and lady. Ibrahim Magaji, okay. Oh, the president of Usosa, have it all. And it has all it takes to talk about leadership because it's leading unity schools in Nigeria.
Pro-Unitate.
Oh, that's the thing.
Yeah,
Pro-Unitate. My name is Patrick. I go from Kubwa.
Oh,
yes. So Nigerians are watching, and indeed they are feeling our vibes.
Yeah.
We must bring back the patriotic spirit. But let me ask you, Sister Mary.
You like me, eh?
I love you. I don't like you. I love you. I know. And let me tell you something. I'm a Toastmaster too. So when you say you're a Toastmaster, I'm like, okay, I'll tell you after the show. So here I am telling you.
I know.
I am a Toastmaster. Now
to
tell me, is it difficult to be patriotic in Nigeria? Do you think we need to struggle more? Because whether we like it or not, the countries we admire, some of the things that help them to build to where they are today, is patriotism. Is it a bit difficult for us, or we need to just push harder as Nigerians to be patriotic?
Okay, thank you for that question. Sincerely, I feel we shouldn't see it as difficult. It might look difficult because of our present situation. We are all distracted, or the attention is being diverted to personal needs. The survival level we are now is now about that one. We want to eat now. What do we have to eat? Now, that's what we are being distracted on now. But I feel the country, if the country is cracked, that does not mean we shouldn't add more to the cracks. The more cracks it becomes, the more weaker it is. So I know people will say, some will be saying right now that we help.
Yes.
We help. Who patriotism help? I beg, I want chop. My children never eat. You know, that kind of thing. And I feel like if we keep saying this, then one day it will collapse. And it won't affect just the government, the leaders. It will affect you.
Yes.
It will come back to you.
Absolutely.
So mine is thanking. I want to thank you first for this topic.
Thank you.
It's a welcoming one to help us see reality, that if I can just wake up one day, I'm strolling in my estate road and I saw litters, probably I'm with one of my children or my children, and I picked, this could hurt someone's tire. Let me take it out of the road. This is not supposed to be here. Let me move it. I think I'm displaying something.
Honestly.
And the more I do it, someone somewhere walking in my direction will see something emulatable. So when we say it starts with us, it is just the truth. And I know if we keep doing this to help mend the cracks, the government will be encouraged.
Indeed.
I like that. The government will be encouraged.
The government will be encouraged to know that, okay, I think it's high time we also look at ourselves. What do we need to do? Because if we look at the distraction from that higher ground, we won't do anything. People are celebrating thievery, or I don't know if I'm correct with that, like theft.
Yes.
People celebrate it. We have younger boys, girls into cyber crimes.
Yes.
They believe
419.
that is the way out.
Yahoo.
But if we let children understand fairness, hard work pays. No pain, no gain.
Oh, amazing.
Let them know that you just have to work diligently. Let people see you work and emulate that from you. So I tell you, it looks difficult initially, but with this discussion right now, this topic, it shows that it just starts from a little step.
Yes.
Just a little step. And the more we do, the better we will become. And we spread this, like the virus.
Good one. And this is a good kind of virus. Let me talk to our PG. Looking beyond Usosa now and just taking from what Sister Mary has well expatiated, everybody has a responsibility. But we do understand that some people feel because things don't favor them at this time, their family is not making money, they are not rich, they don't have big companies or big jobs, they feel the country is not favoring them. And by association, they too will not do things to favor the country. Could it be as a result of a dearth, D-E-A-R-T-H, of role models? And if at all there is such a lack of role models who people can see and emulate, what ought we to do at this time? How do we now go down to the very bottom? Yes, we're talking, but the truth in many cases that people will still continue to say, what is in it for me? Like she said, who we help. What ought we to do extra? Because many people are willing to go to the bottom to spread this message.
Yeah, so
we know that NOA is at work as Nigerians. This followership of which we all belong, what ought we to do extra?
But you see, when I was born, there was no NOA. It has not made me less patriotic.
Yes.
All right. So there are different responsibilities you must attribute. First to the home. Okay, parenting.
Exactly.
Responsible parenting.
Yes.
Patriotic parenting. All right. This is where it typically starts. That's the first school, actually. Before you go to the other types of schools. Then, of course, you have teachers, you have colleagues. But the question I wanted to ask after that, the interlude was, who then should be responsible? Okay, who are the agents for disseminating patriotism? The NTA is one.
Yes.
That's what you're doing by providing this platform. When NTA International was created, it was to sell our story out there, using the Nigerian lens.
Yes.
So we all have a responsibility. In government, you're doing your own bit. As parents too, we must also take on that responsibility. Like they would say, he would tell his kids, he's an Igbo man. And you can't change it. I mean, yeah, he can speak the phonetics, but it doesn't change his DNA as an Igbo man.
Exactly.
All right? So people must retain that cultural identity. And a lot of people have an identity crisis today. Because of that weak parenting. Am I American? Am I Nigerian? Am I this? Am I that? Okay, and by the time you go to social media and you're looking at Beyonce's hairstyle, you're looking at, and you start asking,
where do I fall?
There we are. Do you understand? So there's that crisis too. So there must be clarity. She mentioned clarity about who we really are. But who really are the agents to make this possible? And I think that's the role all of us are playing in our NGOs, in our various platforms to promote that agenda. Okay? And it's a joint responsibility. However, we need to come, regularly and sit around the table too and assess. Okay, is it still a 50-50 thing? Is it a 60-40 thing?
Exactly.
How much progress are we making? How much more patriotic are people really feeling now? After this kind of interventions. I mean, here you are getting text messages from outside, all right, and people that is part of the data. Okay, so out of your text messages you got, how many were negative, saying that this will not work? And that even is a sample. It's a random sample. So these are the things we all need to do, and on a regular basis. So we all have a role, and like I said, I'm not going to trade the green passport for anything. If I need a visa, I'll get a visa. But I'm not going to trade it. This is our country. We have to deal with it. Nigeria is a great country with great people, and we'll continue to promote that message. Even as you saw something.
Let me add something. Let me add something to this. According to priority, it starts with the parents. We start from our home. When you see a good child, check the parents. You will see that it's coming from the home. Now, patriotism, you cannot tell your child, you cannot speak native your dialect to your child and you expect him or her to be patriotic. No, it can't work. So you need to start by training. There's an adage in Igbo that said, when you see a fowl, I wanted to give it to you. When you see a fowl eating physics, chase that fowl away. You don't know whether you will be the one that will eat the leg. Do you understand? That is an Igbo. I use that everywhere I go. So don't say it's because who he helped.
Or it doesn't
concern me. No. You don't know when you throw a stone in the market, it may hit your hand, make your mother, or hit your relation. Nigeria is our home. Nigeria is our place.
Indeed.
You cannot take that out from your DNA. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Wow. Thank you. I mean, I can feel you need to come into the studio to feel the Nigerian spirit. It's practically palpable. You can actually feel the patriotic Nigerian spirit.
We're going to do a patriotic test before we go.
Okay.
We're going to do a patriotic test before we
sing
the national anthem.
Okay, but we got knowledge first. That's whatever the test is.
Please, we'll pass that test. Yes.
NTA knowledge is ready to join this conversation, and they're talking about the place of training in the patriotic spirit. Let's watch this.
I am Master Usman. I say you should mention your own name. If you are blessed, you say blessing. Do you get it? Yeah.
Home training in building patriots in Nigeria refers to the idea that parents have a key role in instilling a sense of patriotism and national pride in their children from young age.
You train well as I've been training you before.
Nigeria is by being nice to the person beside you. The person beside you is Nigeria. You are Nigeria. So you will start even by being nice to yourself, being truthful to yourself, and making sure that you're doing the right thing as much as possible.
It is of utmost importance that parents should teach their children about the history and culture of Nigeria, as well as the importance of contributing to the country's development and future. This could include teaching the children about the country's national anthem and flag, as well as the values and principles of democracy and good citizenship.
There's no way you will present patriotism without presenting this. They go pari passu. So how? Start by presenting to your child that when you love something or somebody, you will care about what they care for. And Nigerians are different because you can see your brother is different from you. My daddy is different from mommy. Uncle Tom is different from Auntie Aisha. That's how to present it.
August, I'm from Osun State, Osogbo. I carry him to my state during their festival. He's small boy, 12 years. All those forests, me and him, I paid money from there. They get one place there, you paid. And I let him know, say, my father, time where they are alive, that is how they train us. See, this is how we do for my state, where I come from. Because his mother, she's not from my state, she's from Okene. So I carry him to all where they do, even those means, everything there to see him. So show him. So when he might grow, he will teach him. I say here, they know they talk lie. When you come here, anything when you said, that's final.
To me, personally, I feel like being a patriot is all about having deep love and just being loyal to your country. Even no matter what's going on, just having that deep sense of belonging, that you belong to this country and you love your country.
Olden days, I feel proud to be a Nigerian. But nowadays, the way things is going, the government, our leaders now, they don't help the situation. And they don't remember, say, youth. Well, what is happening now? In future, years coming, youth, they will get problems. All of us are one Nigeria. Igbo, Hausa is Nigeria. So we follow the one where we know say we can do better.
You know that what we used to consider as exam malpractice has become a norm, has become a normal lifestyle. Children don't work hard. They know that they will pass because they know their parents will make sure they pass. We appreciate what technology is doing around us, but then technology in the hands of an illiterate person, I think it's dangerous. So that's number one pitfall, the fact that we won't be able to solve our problems, because the reason we go to school is to solve problems around us. You're supposed to get education. So one pitfall is that problems will continue to expand, we can't solve them. And even when we import the solutions, we will bastardize them. Another pitfall is that we're going to have people who are deficient of good character. What is life without character? How can we cohabit peacefully if people are dangerous, torturous, murderous? How do you cope with them?
we can boldly say that whether you are a parent, guardian, teacher, or a member of the wider community, it is clear that we all have a responsibility to instill a sense of pride and love for our country in our children. Let us continue to work together to create a society that values its heritage and is committed to building a brighter future for the next generation.
Patriotism demands from us sustained sacrifice. The emphasis here is sustained sacrifice. We cannot and we should not give up. Now, we've come to the end of our show. It's all we have for today. The time is against us. Ladies and gentlemen, let's say goodbye to Nigerians.
God bless Nigeria.
Bye.
Be a patriot. Bye.